Next up in the Quanta Party playbook for how to fix America here is a very important topic that almost no one ever talks about, and this is the topic of our rogue intelligence agencies. This has become pretty much a complete nightmare circus. That's what I call it, the nightmare circus. And so there's a lot of people that talk about deep state this, deep state that. Oh my gosh, it's so bad, we got to get rid of this. But there's almost nobody that can tell you exactly what it is and exactly what buttons we need to press to make that thing go away. So how do we purge the deep state? Well, first we got to recognize what is facilitating the deep state here. So one of the things, and this sounds pretty wild, but it's the British monarchy. So after World War II, the CIA and FBI counterintelligence, they made these deals with the British monarchy to essentially act as a blanket rubber stamp for everything that they were trying to do illegally in our country. So for those of you who didn't know, the monarchy, like the British monarchy, is actually still the head of state of the United Kingdom. And not just the United Kingdom, of Canada, of Australia, of New Zealand, even like Belize and Jamaica. If you look this up, you can Google this here. Google like the head of state of any of those countries, and you'll see that it's this King Charles character. So with the monarchy, they have these crazy like legal privileges that anything they do, it can legally be kept secret forever, and nothing they do is illegal. They have this thing called sovereign immunity. So that king could literally go and shoot somebody in the head in the middle of the street in front of everybody, and nothing you could do about it. They could go rape a bunch of kids, and there's nothing you can do about it legally. Since they're the head of state, they are the legal commander-in-chief. So the commander-in-chief of the military of Australia, the commander-in-chief of the military of New Zealand, of Belize, of Jamaica, of a bunch of these countries, is actually this British monarch here. The CIA was essentially created back in the day by British intelligence, if you remember, during World War II. And after the war, they made these deals with the British monarchy that they could use that monarchy how the other countries use it for their intelligence agencies. It's like a blanket rubber stamp here for whatever kind of crazy shit that they want to do. Considering the CIA is mostly a foreign thing, they use that, the CIA and the FBI counterintelligence, they use this monarchy to rubber stamp stuff that is illegal here that they could never get away with and to keep it secret forever. A perfect example would be when they wanted to go after Trump, when they wanted to do this Russiagate thing, when they wanted to do a bunch of illegal spying. They just go over the FBI and the CIA. The CIA was using a bunch of foreign spies, British spies, some Australian spies. They were using the foreigners. And then the FBI counterintelligence, they can just go, if they don't want to get a warrant on the citizen here, they can just get on a plane and fly to London and tap into GCHQ, which GCHQ is like the British equivalent of the NSA. So it's this really ridiculous system that they can just use our allies to end run around our laws and completely donkey punch us. We need to get rid of that entirely. Ideally, we would pressure the United Kingdom and all these other countries to just get rid of the monarchy altogether because it's completely ridiculous, medieval sort of a deal. There's a lot of nostalgia there about it, like, oh, they're so sweet. But really, that institution of the monarchy is evil. And that institution of the monarchy is what facilitates a lot of the craziness that's happened, not just recently, but like over the years here. Diplomatic immunity, and again, this thing you can Google. If you have a diplomatic visa, so if you're a diplomat here from the State Department, and you're going to another country, or if you're another country's diplomat's coming here, you have this thing called diplomatic immunity. You're on a diplomatic visa, and if you have that, then nothing you do is illegal. The laws of the country that you're going to and you're being a diplomat to, those laws don't apply to you. So it sounds crazy, but that's actually a thing. And it's one of the reasons why the CIA is like organized in with the State Department. The CIA and the State Department are like this. And the reason is they have a lot of their agents that go abroad and they have this thing called diplomatic immunity. And so they can go do drug dealing, they can go kidnap kids, they can do all this wild stuff, and nothing they do is illegal. If you don't believe me, there's been a bunch of news articles over the years about, people at the UN, diplomats at the UN, they'll be like raping people in New York. There was like an American diplomat in the UK that killed someone and they weren't able to be prosecuted. There was people here. It's a kangaroo system, and this diplomatic immunity thing needs to go away. The idea of it in the first place, like originally, was that they sold this to us on the pretense of like, oh, well, if our diplomats go to some crazy-ass country like Saudi Arabia where, if you drink alcohol, they might like chop your head off, like we don't want our people to be subjected to their crazy laws. That was kind of the original justification. But at this point, this has become like an insane legal loophole that allows them to just do all kinds of crazy stuff. They also have these little diplomatic pouches when they're traveling that if you are going through customs and you have your little diplomatic bag, the country that you're going into is not allowed to check what's in there. It's like a ridiculous way for the CIA to do a bunch of drug dealing around the world. And that needs to go away because that's crazy. Finally, and this one very near and dear to my heart here, and this is like a huge keystone here, is this thing called liaison activities. And liaison activities is a legal loophole that allows the CIA and the FBI counterintelligence to essentially hide anything they do from Congress, hide a bunch of the horrible things they do from Congress, so long as they did those horrible things jointly with partner intelligence agencies like MI6 and Mossad. So as long as if they want to go do something crazy, even if it's on American soil, they just go get a partner agency and they go do it together. And that way, it's under a liaison activities loophole here, where that never has to be reported to Congress. And the way they sold that to us in the first place was they're saying that, oh, if we report this to Congress, right, and Congress, as we all know, is like notoriously leaky. So that could compromise the security of our foreign partners, and we wouldn't want to do that. We don't want to be bad friends. It started off, it seems like a very benign name, but they use this to go do crazy stuff. If they want to go plant a pipe bomb, so if the FBI wants to go plant a pipe bomb on January 6th, and they just go bring along a foreign intelligence agent with them, they go bring a liaison with them from someone else, then they can go do that, and you get away with it, and they can never have to report that to Congress. If they want to go blackmail some people in the media, then they could just, like on Epstein Island, then they can go, the CIA can just go get some Mossad people to do that with them, and now that never has to be reported to anyone ever. So it's just this insane loophole that completely needs to go away. Both the CIA and the FBI use it to do operations, illegal operations on American soil, targeting Americans. They use it as essentially this end run around the Constitution, and is completely unacceptable, and that needs to go away. The JFK assassination, the gangsters that they essentially got to carry out that hit, they did it through this liaison activities BS, this loophole here, and now guess what? It's able to stay secret forever, and nobody ever got held accountable. So this liaison activities thing, this is like a huge, what we call a keystone here, that if we pull this out, this would cripple the deep state's ability to donkey punch us using these crazy rules. Hugely important that we fix these 4 preposterous legal loopholes if we ever want anything else to change. We have this whole other quantum party playbook. We have all these great ideas of all these things we could do. But at the end of the day, if we don't fix these 4 things here, if we don't press these 4 buttons, then we can just keep getting thwarted nonstop, right? The elections can keep getting rigged. The politicians can keep getting blackmailed. The media can keep getting blackmailed. It's just going to be impossible to fix anything unless we fix these first.
Unlock the future, keys in your head. Quantum bodies taking a stand.